But I want to emphasize that we're in an economic downturn, a crisis that has a health part of it, has an economic part of it, has a monetary part of it, and we're hitting zero interest rates. So what you're seeing right now, very classic, is the inability of central banks to stimulate monetary policy in the way that is normal. In other words, in a regular cycle, they push the button, poof, and they stimulate and give people credit. And people with money and credit, they go out and spend more and they pick up the economy. But the capacity to do that when you hit the zero interest rate floor and when monetization doesn't work anymore, because pushing interest rates will not push bond yields down, buying bonds will not push bond yields down. And then you have the loss of interest rate declines, the loss of getting money to the people who need it through quantitative easing. When that doesn't work anymore, then you are in the position now. So very classically, right here now, what you have is the federal government, which does not have the capacity to make money and credit. You have them coming in and spending a lot more money, not nearly enough money. We estimate right now that the corporate losses would be in the vicinity of, in the U.S., about $4 trillion. Globally, probably about $12 trillion.
Say that again, $4 trillion in the United States, $12 trillion globally. That's with a T?
That's right. So the size, there'll be big losses. And those are corporations. There'll also be individuals who have very big losses. And individuals who can't afford the shock that they're going to have. So there's a need for the government to spend more money, a lot more money. And where do they get
how much more money, Ray?
Well, we're going to have to, it depends on whether it's provided as loan guarantees or credits or something along those lines. I would say somewhere in the vicinity of $1.5 trillion to $2 trillion is a minimum. And what that means, where does the government get the money? Okay, who are the lenders now? Everybody's almost hit. And so the way this works, the way it's worked in history, is that they have to get the money from the Federal Reserve. So you are in a moment in time right now, you're seeing it play out. It's played out in history. It's played out in the 1930s, in which you're now seeing we're going to spend a lot of money on these programs. That means you're going to have to sell a lot of bonds. Okay, who is going to buy those bonds? A lot of people are going to be broke. A lot of, if you look at the condition of pension funds or other endowments, so where's that money going to come from? As in history, that money will have to come from the Federal Reserve. So you see it right now. When you see a big program being announced, like that program, you see the bond yields back up. Now, if the central bank does not then go in there and buy those bonds, and the central bank at this point is in a dilemma. And what should happen with interest rates and so on? If those rates back up because the supply-demand imbalance is not good, then you're going to have the next wave of the crisis, because interest rates rising will cause asset prices to go down more again. And they also will mean that debt squeezes will be a problem, and also credit spreads would widen. This is just mechanics.